Hi, this is Glenda. I was looking for something quick and easy to do for our next paper mates, so I thought I'd suggest we do cut and fold cards or lattice cards. I did a video on these about 4 years ago, and I'll put a link to that in the description. And I'll get back to these cards in a moment. So when I visited these last time, I had some templates, plastic ones and metal ones. I just had a quick look, and these were hot off the press, and I don't think they're available anymore. And I had also made some files for my silhouette. And yeah, I had one die. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. So the cut and fold in its most basic form, hopefully that's clear, is simply a simple pattern, and it's just cut and then tucked together, and you can do that on a fold with a strip of paper. There's lots of instructions out there for that, and you can look back at the previous video as well. So anyway, at the time I had these were all spellbinders, but I had this one die. No, that's not the right one. I had this one. So I got 3 pieces. They're just a solid piece, so you had no flexibility or anything. You just had 3 different sizes basically. And I'm pretty sure this is the next one I got, which would be those 3. And the 2 smallest are the same idea, just a simple one, but then the bigger one came in 3 pieces, so that lets you do variations. And it was just interesting how these sort of progressed. Then the last one I got is 2 pieces. There's a truck outside mulching all my branches. 2 pieces for the big one, but the middle one also has 2 pieces, and so does the little one, which gives you the option to inlay. So some of the variations I did with those is to just a simple single piece, and that's the same idea, except I layered the little one on top. This has got 3 little ones, and then these 2 are where it's not cut out separately, it's laid into just cut into the actual piece of paper, which you can do with the 3rd version of the die. So for our paper maters, I shall bring these along, the dies and the templates for those who want to go old school. For those who are watching who have a scan and cut, I've made a scan and cut file, because that's now my preferred machine for this kind of thing, because you can put it anywhere on the paper you want to, and that's what I did with this first one. I was able to just put it on my piece of pattern paper, whereas with the silhouette I basically would have had to cut my outline as well, because it was just so hard to line up or anything. So instead of having to cut out a whole piece, I can just use any size piece of paper I want and put it in my silhouette. So I love that in my scan and cut. Anyway, the scan and cut file that I've got for you will cut these. So obviously you don't do it all at once. You pick out the bits that you want and delete the others out of the file. So this is the one on that card, and since I cut this out, I have added another one, because this is all grouped together, so you'll find there's a second one where they're not so grouped, so you can, because on this I had to add another couple of lines to get it that length. Hope that makes sense. With these ones, you can delete the circle if you want to, so that you could put that in the middle of your card instead of cutting it out completely. So you've got flexibility with those 2. This is a different beast altogether, because it doesn't tuck, it just cuts and folds, and then you'll have to glue dot or something, but the corners are separate, so you can put them anywhere on a page. You could put them on a scrapbook page or a rectangle, because the 4 corners can be moved. And then this is the same idea. I saw a pattern in the book where they did that on parchment with gold edging, which was lovely. But again, I think they had 3 of them in a row, so that's sort of a little bit different. It's not tucking and folding, it's just cutting and folding. So the scan and cut file will be in the description box below. don't expect we'll do that at Papermates, because then I'd have to bring my scan and cut. We'll see. So just to finish this off, what I prefer to do with these, you usually want either double-sided paper or paper that's coloured one side and white the other. So obviously that would be one of those. But I like to bend them up firm on the line. The dies don't have any fold lines, because it's just that you literally just push it up, and the scan and cut file doesn't have fold lines either, because that would just make it too fragile. But push them up. I like to go all the way around. So then when I get to the end, then I like to start tucking them in then. And I just find that goes a bit easier for me, but however you like to go about it. But having dies just makes it so easy. The first few I tried where I was drawing lines and cutting with knives, and it's a labour of love to do those. So that's how that turns out. Not quite as good on the other side, but I had intended to use that side, and somewhere I cut my die upside down. But that's cut and fold. Yes, I think that's all I had to say. I've suddenly run out of words. So for Papermates Ladies, double-sided paper. If you want to attempt templates, you'll want a pencil and a knife. And that's it. Thanks for watching.